Boys, we don't care about a little flake in paint. Never hurts a thing. This car will run down the road just fine for $49.95.
Fred, what are you doing over there?
Now, Fred, be careful under there. That hood has a tendency to fall once in a while. Oh my God, Fred, are you all right? Welcome to RCindustry. Just like brand used, baby. Well, hey, if you don't like fixing things and making them just like brand used, this channel may not be for you. Well, hey, it's Rick here, and we're back today to work on the Krusty Chrysler. You know that we talked about in the last video, I think, that we got that squeak going on up in there and we got a leak and all that coming from the power steering pump, and I kind of looked at it and it appears that it's coming out the front of the power steering pump. This car's got what I believe to be what is considered the Saginaw pump, which looks like a GM power steering pump. My bearing is kind of moving back and forth, and I'll show you that when we go to take it off. And it was squeaking about the last 200 miles of our trip coming home from Power Tour 2022. So anyway, we're going to pull it off there because I already went and bought one, a rebuilt one, a remanufactured one, whatever. Hopefully it doesn't take 2 or 3 to get one good one that works. So we'll see how that turns out. But thanks for coming along today. The first thing we got to do is get rid of all this debris on the top of the Krusty Chrysler, because it's been sitting in here for like a week waiting for me to work on it, and it just filled up with all kinds of junk on the top of it. So let's get that cleared off, and then let's see what we can get done. All right, show you more. Okay, so what we got to do here is we got to get down in here and take these bolts loose on this adjustment. There's that one, and I think it pivots on this one. If I remember right, and probably this one. Loosen that up. Oh yeah, it's got a pivot on here. Actually, this is the one that pivots on. Now this one is what I understand is the Saginaw pump, which is similar looking to like a GM pump. Excuse me, I didn't mean to kick you. The other pump is more round, that comes on these Mopars. And it's very typical of the O-ring between the two sections leaking. This one appears to be coming out of the bearing seal here and running down and dripping. So I figured maybe this bearing was bad, because if you remember, this thing was kind of squeaking going down the road and we were trying to figure it out. But there's some slop. I don't know if you can hear that, but there's some slop in this bearing here. So I got a feeling, that's why it's like that, or that's why it's leaking, and so that's why I bought a rebuilt pump. So our main goal is to get this pump off, get this pulley pulled off and put on the new pump and get it put back on here. So alright, I'll show you more. Okay, so they look similar, and whereas on that the one pump I was talking about, the oil, or that O-ring is here. It looks like this one is put together in half, and that is where it's coming from, is out of down here. But it looks like the mounting hardware on this one should fit right onto this one. So I want to get that swapped over, and then we'll get the puller out. I've put some PB Blaster on this because I'm assuming this has to press off of here. And it's supposed to come right off with that puller, so we'll see. So I want to get the brackets changed out, and then that can continue to soak, and then we'll take the puller and see if we can get it off. All right, show you more. So you would think with that and all of this, we would have a puller that would take that pulley off, but we did not. So what I did is I had to break into the savings account, go down and actually buy something new here. So this actually has all of the little adapters that go around that housing, and then all the proper thread sizes that go down inside there to pull it, and then you can turn it and reverse it and push it back on. So that's what we're going to do. Okay, so let's see if we can figure out this whole puller setup thingy. They certainly don't want you to get into it, I can tell you that. Probably don't want anybody getting into it at the store and stealing it, I guess. I don't know. Alright, so I know this little duker here part comes apart like so. And then this will push against that. Kind of like this, or perhaps it's this way. No, it's the other way. Okay, like this, like that. Let's put this. Ah, this piece goes down under there. Okay, I'm learning. We'll get that down like that, and that turns, kind of like I've got another puller like that. Just won't work for this. Let's snug that up. Okay, now we should be able to get the impact wrench on here and a wrench on here to hold it, and we should be able to screw that in, and that should pull that off. Yeah. So let's see if that's actually what happens. All right. Show you more. Okay. So let's just give this a try once. See what happens. One of the reasons I'm making this video like this for you is and I'm going to put a little oil on these threads here, is I couldn't find anything. I mean, a lot of you may know this simple process, but I've never done this before. So I decided I was going to look it up on YouTube, and I only found one video, and it was pretty clear about this, so I thought maybe, you might have trouble finding that one video too. Okay, so I'm not going to crank this up too high, just about halfway, because I don't know how this is going to come off, but we're going to screw this down, and that should pull this pulley up. So let's see what happens. Okay, so far nothing. Well, as you can see, that thing has been on there for like 40 years. And, I've been soaking it for a day or two with penetrating oil. But that's supposed to just slip right off there. Well, it's pressed on, but... so, I'm going to just take the torch and heat it up. I don't know what else to do. Alright, show you more. These are getting red now. let's see what we got here. We may be screwing the pooch, I don't know. We're going to give it a shot. Okay. Oh, shoot. Went the wrong way, guys. Dadgummit. Pull this back up here. Now that it's cooled off, okay, well, she's off there. So, and she's a hot. But you can see down in there, it's pretty clean. So, well, I want to clean this up a little bit. And we're going to let it cool naturally because I don't want to throw it in hot water or something and make it brittle. So, but we ought to clean it up a little bit, even down in here. We never did do that from when it was all rusty when we pulled it out of the fence row. So anyway, so we'll let that cool. I'm going to go ahead and take the brackets off, get the new brackets put on the, get the old brackets put on the new pump, and I'll show you more. Okay, well, let's see if we can get that back on there. Now, what I did was I took some emery cloth, and this doogie whopper here, and I kind of gently cleaned the inside of this because it was kind of rusty, or it was kind of pitted anyway. This looked real clean, and it came greased, so it's nice and clean. I put a little oil down in here, and I put some oil on this because this actually screws into this, and you're supposed to, I assume, kind of bottom it out there, or at least hold it, and then you take your wrench and tighten this down, which pushes this down. So anyway, all right. So let's see what we can get here. Now you guys can comment and tell me, you know, if I'm screwing up here, but okay, so got that. Looks like it's spaced on there about right, so let's see if we can thread this down in there as far as this will go. Now, it says not to use the impact on this, but to do it by hand, so I don't know. We'll see how that works. I wonder if I ought to put a little oil on that. Just because that ought to slide a little bit. And it definitely ain't greasy now after we run that torch on it. Burnt everything off. So. Alright, so let's see once how this works. Now, like I said, you guys may Maybe telling me I'm screwing up here. And this, the other one was 13/16, I think. This one is 17 millimeter. Or that's the only thing I can find that would fit on it. Unless it's just, well, you know, 17 don't go on there too good, but the other one was too loose. I believe she's going on there, guys. It looks like it. Alright, I'm going to keep working this down on there, and I'll show you more. Okay, I think we're bottomed out there. Yeah, it's down flush just like that other one was. Let's see if it turns. Oh yeah. Yeah, there's just a little bit of a gap down in there. So, alright, well, let's put this baby back on there and put some stuff in the reservoir and see what we got. Alright, show you more. Okay, I think we got those screws started. We got our hoses started back on, so let's tighten all this down. Got to find the right socket here. She might. She might not. Make sure that's kind of about right like that before we tighten her down too much. Well, I don't want to tighten it down yet anyway. It's got a pivot. Yeah. So, all right, let's see if we can get this one right in there a little. Oops, that's too tight. I hope this remanufactured pump is good and it don't leak, because that's going to suck if it does. Alright, I'm going to pull her back up. I'm going to loosen this one up and pull it back up there tight again. Maybe. Oh. Man, that feels a lot better. That works on my hernia a little bit. That was tough. When you get old, you just fall apart. Alright, that's looking pretty good. Now what we need to do is tighten this hose up. I threaded it on there, but I want to tighten it up. As you can see, it's kind of loose. So let's snug it up with this wrench. Then we'll put the line wrench on it. Yeah, that's pretty tight. Yeah. Let's put the line wrench on here so we don't strip it out. Well, it would help if we put the right size one on there. Snug that right up. And then this return line here, that just has one of them squeezed together Ford clamp looking things, so that's all that's on there. So apparently that's not high pressure. Alright, let's put some fluid in it and let's see what we got. Show you more. Well, let's give this bad boy a drink. Got some premium stuff here, boy. I don't know who makes that, but it says for Chrysler. So let's see where we're at. I don't know how much I put in there. Let's see if we can kind of tell. Well, I can't tell nothing with that. Well, it ain't on the dipstick, so I guess it's low yet. Put some more in there. That holds quite a bit. Now I figure it might have some out of the hoses too. Oh yeah, she's full right now. Full at the cold mark. So let's start it up and run it a little and make sure we don't have any leaks. And then we'll check it again. Alright, show you more. Well, it looks like it's running pretty true, the belt, so that's good. Don't see anything coming out of it. So let's let her run a minute and we'll check it out. Alright, show you more. Okay, I let that run for a little bit and I circled the steering wheel back and forth a few times. And it's got a little foam down in there. I figured maybe it might. Probably got some air in the system, but and it's also low. It was the low on the mark for cold, so let's put a little more in there. Now if it's got a lot of foam in it, it'll settle that air out and it'll drop the level a little. So that's why I raised it. You can see there it's raised just a little bit above the cold mark. So, because it's still cold, I didn't run it that long. Okay. Well, looks like we got that job done finally. Whew, and what a job that turned out to be too. It ain't super hot out here today, but it is humid because of all this rain. So, anyway, thanks for coming along today. Be sure and do a hashtag NoNameNationals and do a hashtag NoNameNationals 500 because those guys and gals that are trying to get their subscriptions up, they need you to get in there and subscribe to them. And I know that a lot of you, oh, I just don't feel like subscribing. I try to do it on my phone. It wants me to log in. I got to set up an account. It don't cost anything, guys. I know many of you are using your phones for a lot of other stuff and it costs you money. This is free. But if you'll get on there, log in or set up an account and hit the subscribe button, that helps us all out. Hey, I'm trying to record over here. Anyway, and ring the bell too because I found out what had happened and I want to pass this along to you. I was watching another guy's channel and he was talking about how all of a sudden a lot of his followers, his viewer rates were going down and his subscriptions had backed off and some different things like that. And what he found out when he went back and started looking was that a lot of the channels that he was subscribed to, trying to help out everybody going to the NoNameNationals, that he no longer was subscribed to them. So you may have subscribed to me in the beginning and you may have turned the bell on. But that stuff seems to go away for some reason. So what I did was I went back and checked all of my subscriptions. And I've got about 75 of them on this channel. Many of you know I've got 3 channels. But this channel is about 75, I have about 75 other channels that I am subscribed to. So went back and looked at them. And every one of the channels that I'm subscribed to that were under 1,000 subscriptions, every one of the notification bells were turned off, and some of them that I knew I had subscribed to, I was no longer subscribed to. I had to go look them up and actually subscribe again. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know how that happens, who causes that, but I do know that from looking at my analytics that 87% of the people that watch my videos are not subscribed. And I've got some videos, of course I've been doing this particular channel for a lot of years, so I've got some videos that have 42,000 views, yet, you know, I don't have but 582 subscribers. So, well, guess what I'm trying to say with all this big long-winded story is go on there and check out your subscriptions, because you may not be subscribed to me anymore, and you may not be subscribed to some of the other people that you think you are anymore. So check that out. Ring the bell, because that makes a big difference. And we just appreciate the ones that are out there, and we want everybody to be able to go down to the No Name Nationals in September. So be sure and subscribe and like and get out there. And remember, anybody can take little tools and lack of garage, and you've seen me work outside because I can't always get something in the garage, and anybody can do it. Just get out there and do it. Make it like brand used, baby. Well, one thing's for sure, this old junk pile's just like brand used. We're slamming the hood on high prices today, baby. $49.95 will buy you this beautiful 1979 Chrysler 300.
I was walking down the street, I was minding my own affair.